I found a Detroit auto repair shop that'll give you a brake job for a good price, whether you need one or not. This is the king of the castle, Castle Auto Center. I think you're ripping off customers here.
Sir, I need you to get off my property.
His name is Alex Baydoun, and the walls to his castle are crumbling because his story is full of cracks.
I never told nobody that.
Yeah, you did.
Not me.
You did.
Nope.
He sees cracks in brake rotors. Show me where the crack is.
I didn't say crack.
You did. You said crack. You said it had a cracked rotor. Verily I say, feast your eyes on the royal undercover video.
That's a crack. That's a rotor.
And what does that mean?
That means you need rotors and pads.
Ye old tale began with a call from Mohammed. Mohammed's car has been sitting in the snow for months, ever since he paid Castle Auto to fix his broken clutch.
I paid about $650.
But the clutch has never worked right, even though Alex Baydoun says he put a new clutch in the car. When Mohammed went back to Castle Auto to complain to Alex, he says he turned mean.
Oh, he threatened to rip my head off.
So Mohammed brought the car here to LaFontaine Hyundai, where they tried to figure out how Castle Auto put in a new clutch without ever opening up his transmission.
See, they paint mark them.
Yeah.
So that way you know it's sealed from the factory. I don't see any signs where any of these bolts have been out.
Which means the new clutch Mohammed paid for doesn't appear to have ever been put in. And that's what Simon says, too.
The clutch didn't get replaced, but they did charge him for the clutch.
Simon was a mechanic for Castle Auto, but says he quit because he didn't like what they were doing. But you definitely think that they are running scams out of there.
100%. You can go check it and you'll find out.
Okay, I will. I sent an undercover cameraman driving a 2003 Sable into Castle Auto for a 10-minute oil change. He also asked the attendant to check his brakes. Before I show you what happens, let me show you this. I had mechanic Mark Hanselman check out the car first. He put the car in a lift and removed the wheels. Says the front brakes are good, but the back brakes need work.
So the shoes are good, but...
Shoes are good, but the wheel cylinder, which is your hydraulic part, is leaking a little bit of fluid.
Mark also marked the oil filter with a Sharpie. Now back to Castle Auto. The oil change is in progress, and the attendant checks the brakes as asked. This guy must have X-ray vision. He doesn't remove the wheels, doesn't even remove the hubcaps. But even so, he still finds something wrong.
Your front pads are low. You want to have these replaced? We do them next door. Parts and labor, both sides, 65.
He says nothing about the leaky back brakes. He wants to replace the front brake pads. Our undercover man says, no thanks, and heads back to Hanselman's Auto. Mark checks out the supposedly bad brake pads, says they hardly have any wear.
So if that cut was completely gone,
That's when you need new brakes?
that's when you need new brakes.
Wow, what a crock then. That's a total crock of baloney.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with these pads at all.
Castle Auto did change the oil and replace the filter. However, that wouldn't be the case with the next car we send in, a Hyundai with only 14,000 miles on it. And this time, we got the king of the castle himself waiting on us. Once again, we've already had this car checked out, and it's in great shape. As our full-service oil change is being performed, Alex inspects the brakes.
If you look inside this hole, right through there,
Okay.
see a line? That's a crack on the rotor.
My undercover camera gal's X-ray specs aren't working.
I don't see it.
Look right through here. See it?
Okay.
See it down there? I'll point for it if you can see it.
A little bit. There's like a mark or something?
Yeah, right down here.
Okay.
See that? That's a crack. That's the rotor.
We bring the car back to Hanselman, a mechanic who actually pulls the wheel off to check the brakes. Hello?
There's no crack at all. All that is a little bit of rust pitting. Not a crack at all.
Get this. Remember how we marked the old oil filters before we sent the cars in? Check it out. There's the mark.
They didn't change that filter.
They did not change the filter?
No.
Time for me to storm the castle. I'm driving that Hyundai with the alleged cracked rotor. Why don't you show me the cracked rotor?
I don't know what you're talking about. I never looked at that car.
Surely you jest. Here he is looking at it just the day before. Here's the estimate.
I don't know. I didn't write off the estimate.
Yeah, you did.
No.
I got you on camera. I got you on an undercover camera, Alex. This is your chance to defend yourself.
Okay.
Does it have a cracked rotor or not?
Where does it say cracked rotor?
You said it needs rotors and pads.
Okay, probably needs rotors and pads then.
It doesn't. I just had the car checked out.
Alright, that's fine.
Well, why did you tell her that?
No, I never told nobody that.
Yeah, you did.
Not me.
Suddenly, Alex finds his memory, but can't seem to find that crack.
I told the customer to take it to the dealer to see why this rotor is warped.
Well, you didn't say anything about
Okay.
warp. You said it was cracked.
I said it was warped to her.
That's a crank. That's the rotor.
Well, is it cracked or is it warped?
It's warped. You can see it. It's
I
warped.
thought you said it was cracked.
No, I didn't say it was cracked. I said it was warped.
That's a crank. Crank.
The next day, Alex invites me back to take off the wheel and show me the rotor. He doesn't mention it's warped. He's back on his crack kick.
And I see these spiderweb cracks in there.
Alex is sticking with his crack story. So I take it to the dealership, LaFontaine Hyundai.
No deep grooves. No cracking.
But you told her that she needed new rotors and new pads.
No, I didn't say you needed new rotors and new pads.
That means you need rotors and pads.
So if somebody were to say you needed new rotors and pads, that would be BS.
Correct.
I think I found out your problem, King Alex. You got a cracked way of doing business. You're in the Hall of Shame. Alex said he did put a new clutch in Muhammad's car, but won't replace it because he says Muhammad races his car. He says Muhammad should take him to court, and that's what he's doing. Alex does admit his mechanic didn't change the filter on our test Hyundai. Good news, the oil changes were done in less than 10 minutes.